Hey, this video is inspired by this thread by Ol Oyewumi, I'm assuming. Ola's Truth. Go follow that person. Make sure they get all the y'all know me already. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified. I can't do an intro because that shit is whack. I don't know how to time that shit. Anyway, we're reading a thread because it was a nice thought to me. It's wild how the few successful black child stars of the '90s have grown up and embraced some pretty racist views about black people and marrying white women. Two great examples of that are Raven Simone and Jaleel White. Now we on the Shody have covered Raven Simone's like caricature downfall for a while now. So we're going to actually stick towards Jaleel White in this situation. This person has collected a lot of tweets on what Raven Simone has dealt with and still embodies the pure essence of a black person involved in white culture to the point of unrecognizability. The things that they say are all based on the fact that they're a black person who succeeded in a white supremacist area, therefore, they are the arbiters of how to break through. Unfortunately for them, and I hate to say this out loud, just because a black person makes it somewhere doesn't mean all black people can make it there. And that goes for almost every minority in America currently. If the current political climate is anything for us to even look at, we would see it there. I will, however, leave one quote in here just so that way we have a understanding of why I want to jump directly to Jaleel White. Raven Simone has made this a little bit more obvious in current times.
I'm tired of being labeled. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American.
Oh, girl.
You can see the already burgeoning issues here, right?
Girl, don't set up the Twitter on fire.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry.
My Lord. What did you just say? Stop the tape right now. Okay.
I will say this.
What?
I mean, I don't know where my roots go to. I don't know how far back they go. I can't go on, I don't know how far back, and I don't know what country in Africa I'm from. But I do know that my roots are in Louisiana. I'm an American. And that's a colorless person.
If the events of the last, I don't know, week since uploading this video or creating this video on December 14th, you know what's crazy to me is that I just realized that like this is a video from Benny Johnson, which makes it already.
Because we're all people. I have lots of things running through my veins.
I mean, you're going to get a lot of flack for saying you're not African American. You know that, right?
I don't label myself.
Okay. So I want you to say what you really mean by that.
What I really mean by that is I'm an American. That's what I really mean.
Whoa. Yeah, so you already know the slant of how right wing has probably imbued themselves within her brain. This face alone, this pause face should be enough. I should probably make this like part of the thumbnail. But regardless of if I do or not, don't need to go any further. The proof is in the pudding. Based. Whoa. Based is all
Tired of being
that was added
labeled.
to that video. Just remind you that. Raven Simone, who was bounced on Bill Cosby's knee as a child, is starting to sound human again. Oprah, stop the tape. Stop the tape. It's okay. Now we need to talk about Jaleel White. When I was a kid, Urkel was everywhere. He was huge, and so was the show. I think he had more creative control than he lets on. I don't think he was forced to play that ridiculously racist character of original gangster dog, among other anti-black storylines. He chose to. Now, I am going to open my mouth and give you the conclusion of this entire video right now. So if you feel like, I've got it, I get what you're saying, these people are weirdos, like, cool, you can exit here. Key and Peele Family Matters skit. Literally the antithesis with the hired actors that we are going to talk about today. So just go to that skit and this is what the video is. The actors who played Harriet and Carl Winslow counseled him when the white writers created the character Myrtle Urkel. Jaleel White had to wear a dress, and they shared its racial history for black male actors. You could tell in interviews that Jaleel despised the writer's room. Black solidarity when you're actors on a black sitcom is exactly where the disconnect in his head went south. Because as you'll see later on in this thread, On a personal note, many people think black male comedic actors being asked to wear dresses and pretend to be women is degrading to men. 4, it goes back to how society doesn't view black women as women. We are seen as masculine and therefore unattractive. The amount of star power Jaleel White had effectively changed this show to center around it literally not even being a show called Family Matters anymore. It was called the Steve Urkel Show. It was the Steve Urkel, put on Steve Urkel. Out of all the people Jaleel White can and should have went off on, he picked actress Jo Marie Payton. Why not the white writers? Black women are just an easier target. Jaleel White had more power influence since it was a hit show that relied on his presence to stay popular. Family Matters star Jo Marie Payton alleges Jaleel White tried to fight her while on set. The actress says the incident was the result of a disagreement over whether White could do something that might not clear with the network standards and practices department. You might say to yourself, pause. You might wonder to yourself, well, that's an isolated incident. Everybody's had fights on set. We know about the casting of Vivian, the recasting of Vivian from The Fresh Prince. Yeah, keep going. Keep digging underneath that to figure out exactly why those issues happened on set. And taking notice as how we react to those situations when it is black, male stars versus those white contemporaries that they have. There were tensions between Jaleel White and another black actress on the show, Jamie Foxworth. We all know literally that this character disappeared from television and they gave no explanation why. I don't see why he used his memoir to reveal she was kicked off the show for failing grades and the studio teacher's unwillingness to risk his license if she failed every subject. When we know for sure that the years and years compounded stories from many people across different areas of that show's creation said that that was a specific decision that Jaleel White was able to make. The premise of Family Matters was to be a working class version of The Cosby Show. If you remember, The Cosby Show was rarely talked about. The Cosby Show rarely talked about race or racism. The white creators of Family Matters came in on a mission to mirror the similar racial respectability politics as The Cosbys. The Cosby Show was subtle plus creatively written. Family Matters wasn't. The scripts were stereotypically racist ways. White writers. This is amazingly difficult to say, by the way. See, this is exactly why I would probably have to just clap everybody in the room because you just heard me stutter 5 times. The scripts were chat, don't laugh at me. This is not funny. Come on now. I know there's more y'all in here. Relax. The scripts were stereotypically racist ways white writers saw working class black people. Thank you. Remember when Laura almost bought a gun because she was robbed of a jacket and her friend Josie got shot in the clothes? Thank you for the follow. Literally, my brain cell is that alert. Take a breath and just read the words. Your mother. You know what? I'm going to reread that tweet. Oh, it's where is it? I kept it in the pocket so you can... Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. The Cosby Show was subtle plus creatively written. Family Matters wasn't. The scripts were stereotypically... Oh, that's what's fucking me up. That's not a word. I swear to God. Okay, yeah, it's not a very... Yeah, it's not a... stereotypical is the word I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's not a word. I knew something was wrong because I'm why am I stuttering on this one thing? The scripts were stereotypical racist ways white writers saw working class black people. Remember when Laura was bought a gun because she was robbed of a jacket and her friend Josie got shot over clothes. This thread was inspired by Jaleel White's statement that Family Matters isn't considered a black story because it's not a hood story. He said Martin and Living Single are, though. This entire video ends right on this note because we are going to react to this 2-minute clip and I'm going to explain to you, now that we've gotten through the premise of how we got here, why I have an issue with this train of thought.
Being a part of the TGIF brand sometimes makes you feel like you don't completely belong in the pantheon of blackness. You know, blackness has been treated as a very monolithic experience in entertainment. You know, if it's not a hood story, it's not a black story. And, you know, sometimes I feel left out of that, you know, so it's you know, if there's ever a poll and they say, "Oh, what are your favorite black shows?" And Martin is in there, or Living Single, or any of those kinds. I already know we coming in last. But if there's ever a poll and it's just like your favorite family shows, and suddenly Martin's not in there or whatever, all of a sudden we rank really high. And so it's kind of interesting in how we look at ourselves, to be quite honest, even as black folks. And somehow I became a symbol for black male nerd culture, to be quite honest. I mean, I know this for a fact. Any brother that grew up in the 80s and 90s, 90s and 2000s, wearing glasses, he was told at school he looked like me. He was called Urkel. And he didn't look anything like me, guaranteed. But still, his peers would find a way to call him Urkel, and even girls to that extent. So it's really humbling to see how far nerd culture has come. And really, it's not nerd culture; it's smart culture. It's hobbyist culture. It's skateboarders. And I could never have known in a million years that I would be the face of that. I never could have known that.
Now, I could have stopped that video. I could have reacted to it in many ways, but I do know when you should just get to the point. And so the point is, we take it for granted inside of these conversations. Hey, excuse me. Okay, maestra over here. You missed a lot. We're about to end too. It was crazy. You missed a lot. Like a lot happened. Black typecasting, this is the effect of it. The African American struggle, the identity to belong with a group of people who are systematically disadvantaged in every way, shape, and form, and yet you made it. I had a ton of different points I wanted to take this conversation in, but I like just this one. Even in a realm of personal influence. Hold on, wait. We exist in a paradigm. Sorry, I have to do it. We have. Yeah, obviously. I didn't realize that when we wanted to go buy them. We didn't even buy them. Good thing we didn't. We only want ourselves to understand where we belong. And the easiest way to do that is through art and expression. When you blend the white caricature, when you blend the white writer's room, when you blend the mixture of people who don't understand you, you get lost in the sauce. You making money. You making money. Money. We stacking money. It is extremely difficult to categorize what that means to people when you are disconnected from the people themselves. Sorry that every room you walked into only had 5 niggas in it by design. And it sucks to believe that your existence has barriers in front of it by design. But that's the world you live in. You're talking about how people would always call you, everybody with glasses, Urkel, and girls for that matter. No, that didn't happen where I was at, but am I the anomaly? Aren't you an anomaly? You see where it gets tricky. Wouldn't it just be easier for you to not say these things and not believe these things than to bring up these questions? You're the one who made the money. The show literally replaced people. The show literally replaced people. The show replaced people with you. You had 2 characters on the show. You had multiple plot lines on the show. The show was you. You were the show. Explain to me what that did to you as a person. Because the way you relay that information sounds like you stood for a culture that you didn't recognize, and that didn't put you where you needed to be. Because yet again, it's always about the hood, right? And that story ain't had nothing to do with the hood. We tried to show people getting jumped. We tried to show gangs. That's hood, right? That's why you're disconnected, because even you believe in the way white people view us. Because all you were around was media. You weren't given experiences. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. You didn't have experiences. You were given experiences, manufactured experiences. And all you had to compare that around, all you had ever to really slap that in was other TV shows. Everybody loves Martin. Everybody loves living single. Why? 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 You tell me. You can tell me down in the comments below. Leave a comment. Drop a like. Hit the subscribe button. 1.63 subscribers. What's up? We're trying to get to 2K. Your man is locked back into the YouTube, Twitch gang. I'm going to start streaming on that and TikTok. I'm the Paradigm Shift. See ya.